Buenos dias, muchachos. Happy Monday, May 22nd. You can see the agenda for today. Two things occurring after the video. Again, I'll explain in the video how to calculate, or sorry, how to confirm your tuition costs for going to school, as well as using the loan amortization to figure out your payments. But after that, you should be continuing on with your career project, knocking out those two portions of the assignment, tuition today and student loan payments. But you should also, if you have time, begin working on the chapter one reading a guide. That is going to be our new topic going forward. We have one unit left to cover while we're working on the career project. So if you have time today, or you find yourself with time tomorrow or Wednesday, you should knock out the chapter one reading guide for Thursday. It's 10 questions. Chapters 1, 2, and 3 do a nice job of summarizing everything that we've talked about this trimester. It'll be a nice kind of wrap up to the year. Plus, there is some information in the first three chapters that kind of apply to what we're talking about when it comes to our career and planning for the future. So again, career project, tuition, student loans today, as well as calculating your income taxes if you were gone on Friday. I'll explain that at the end of the video. But student loans and tuition costs today, chapter one reading guide due for Thursday. So you've got some time to knock that out this week. Pay attention to the page numbers. We are not reading the entire chapter. So make sure you're following the headings so you know where to be reading. But again, the first three chapters will do a nice job kind of encapsulating everything that we've talked about this trimester. Let's get down to it. In the career project, you guys, I'll come back to taxes at the end. You guys are looking at the cost of tuition, as well as calculating your loans. So the biggest hurdle for you guys today is actually knowing the correct amount of money, correct cost that going to school actually requires. A lot of us will type in, what is the tuition for the University of Minnesota? And we see this first number right here, and that's only part of it. We're not getting all of the information. You're going to have to actually take some of the links and do a little reading and thinking to make sure that you are getting the correct number. All right, going to college is not just about the cost per credit. You have to know how much it costs for the books. You have to know how much it's going to cost for room and board, that is a place to stay and have food to eat, as well as any of the miscellaneous costs. All right. Next year, the estimated cost of attendance for the University of Minnesota is $32,904 per year. $32,904. You need the full cost. I know some of you are thinking, I have loans, my grandparents are paying for college, my parents are paying for college. Zero cares. For this project, you will go to school, some sort of school, right? Does not, remember, we've already talked about this, does not have to be a 4-year school. You will need to go to school. You will plan on paying for it. You'll plan on paying the whole amount. But you got to know the full cost. All right. We also need to realize that if you're going to school out of state, it's going to cost you more money. So you need to know if you're in-state or out-state programs. So I need to know the college that you're attending. I need to know the length of time that it is going to take to complete your program. Right, this is a 15-month program. It's a 2-year program. Is it a 4-year program? You'll need to know that. You'll need to know that so you can accurately calculate the cost to go to school. You'll need to know the tuition cost per year. And then we see this breakdown down here at the bottom. I've already filled in for you the current interest rates for student loans. Yes, you'll be paying for it as you go. Yes, you'll be required to take out loans. You'll complete the project as it is. But to fill this out, once you know the cost per year, right? We'll just assume that the tuition cost will not change. All right, so it's $32,500 to go to the U. You're gonna go be I don't know, let's say a school teacher. Anyway, you'll write $32,000 down for 4 years. You'll multiply that by 0.049%. That's the interest. You'll add the 32,000, the cost of the tuition, plus whatever that interest amount is. That'll be your total cost for 1 year to go to school. Now, some of you are getting advanced degrees, right? Some of you are work on your MBA. Some of you are going to be a lawyer. Some of you are going to be a doctor. You do not need to go to the same school. the entire time, right? If you're going to different schools, right? Maybe some of you are going to Inver Hills for 2 years and taking care of your generals. I don't care. It's a perfectly legitimate path. Then I need to know what schools you're going to, what number of years you're going to go there for. All right, and then we should see that reflected here. If we're going to Inver Hills for 2 years, and I should see that information here. If we're going then to the University of Minnesota or maybe the University of Wisconsin at Madison for the last 2 years, then I need to see that there. All right, but your cost of tuition each year goes in this first blank. You'll multiply that number by 0.0499. That is your interest rate. You'll get a smaller number here. You will add up the tuition plus the interest amount for this line, the last line for your total cost. If you're going to graduate school, remember, it does cost you more money. So I'll be looking for a higher tuition rate. Even at the same school, graduate school costs more money. So I should see a higher tuition rate for your 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th years. The interest that you are charged by the government to go to graduate school is also higher. All right. And again, same process, cost multiplied by the interest rate. You get the interest amount, you add up the tuition plus the interest, you get your total cost. You then need to calculate your grace period interest. This is the 6 months that you have from graduation until you start paying back your loans. So for this, you will add up each tuition or each year of tuition. Go to school 4 years, you should add up that number or take that number times 4. Go to school for 8 years, take that number times 8, but it is just the tuition cost. This does not include the interest. So you would add up all of your years of going to school without interest. It even says that right here, without interest. You'll add up the total cost of tuition. You'll multiply that by 0.025. That is half the interest rate, right? That's the APR. It's half the interest rate for to borrow money from the government for school. Half the year is 6 months. That is your 6-month grace period. So whatever that tuition total is, you multiply it by 0.025. That is your grace period interest. To figure out your total cost of college, then you'll add up all of the numbers on this side. You'll add up the total cost of tuition and the interest plus the grace period interest. You'll get your total cost of going to school. Simple enough. Last thing you should do then today is the student loan payments. This is pretty straightforward because I've done most of the work for you. Whatever this total amount of money is to go to school, that is going to be your loan amount. So whatever that number is, we'll say it's $200,000. That should go on this line right here. And now we're going to figure out how much money you're going to have to pay each month. So from the career project folder, you'll see the tuition payment calculator. There's a spreadsheet down at the bottom. All right. Let's say our loan is $100,000. And you've got your 4.99% interest. You're going to set it to 10 years. You're going to be paying, that is $10,000, not $100,000. There we go. That's right. So your monthly payment then would be $1,060.17. You would write that right there. Obviously, the most work today is figuring out the cost of tuition and calculating your interest. The payment part, not so difficult. If you're done with this and you've already done your income taxes and you've got time, you should knock out the chapter 1 reading guide because we're just going to have more work to do tomorrow and Wednesday. So when you got time, you might as well get it done. If you were here on Friday, the rest of you, you're good. You're set. I'm going to talk about taxes now. So if you were not in school on Friday, you should stick around. The rest of you, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, taxes. Let's see. Let's say we had $100,000 income after Social Security and Medicare taxes were taken out. You use this chart in blue, calculate how much tax you have to, or sorry, how much income tax you have to pay. So if you've got $100,000 left, get some editing tools up here. If you've got $100,000 left after Medicare and Social Security, your income is right here. This is your income bracket. You make more than $89,075, but you make less than $170,050. So you are right here. Now, how this chart works. You make $100,000. You need to find your tax bracket for your annual salary after Social Security and Medicare taxes. And you write down the base amount of tax owed. So this is your income tax bracket. $15,213.50 is the base amount owed. So 15,000. And obviously yours is going to be different based on your numbers. $15,213.50. All right. But you make $100,000. The minimum bracket, the minimum number for the bracket is $89,075. You make $100,000. All right. You look at the tax explanation here, $15,213.50 plus an additional 24% on any money made over the $89,075. So you got to calculate the tax that's owed on the difference. So you got $100,000 in our example, minus the base of the income bracket base amount, which is $89,075. Oopsies. $89,075. I'm terrible at typing today. The difference here is going to be that is $10,925. $10,925. Right? 100,000 minus 89,075 gives us a difference of 10,925. All right. So we look at the taxes due, 15,213 on the 89,000 plus 24% on the excess. So this is the excess. This is the excess $10,925. So our difference here then again, same number, $10,925 times the tax interest rate, or sorry, the tax rate, 24%. 24% of 10,925 to 4 is $2,262. Right? This is becoming a very expensive tax bill. So now to figure out how much salary you have after taxes, you have your $100,000 that we started with, minus the $15,213.50, minus then the $2,262 equals, well, let's do some math. 100,000 minus 15, oopsies, 15,213.50 minus 2,262, $82,000. So after taxes, after paying some $18,000 in taxes, you got $82,524.50 left. That's how you would calculate. That's how you would calculate your income taxes. You need to figure out the amount of money that you have after Medicare and Social Security. Once you know how much money you have after Medicare and Social Security, you find your place in the tax bracket, right? They're going to be somewhere over here. That'll tell you the minimum amount of taxes that you owed. That's on the right-hand side. And then it'll tell you the extra tax that you have to pay on anything you make above these base income brackets. So again, if you make, let's say you make $42,000 a year, well, you're right here on the income bracket, $42,000, you're in the 22%. So you will pay $4,807.50 on the first $41,775 that you've made. You will then pay 22% on the additional, what is that? $225. You'll pay an additional 22% tax. It's more or less just following the directions and putting in the right numbers. But you should do this before you can do the student loans and the cost of tuition. I'll be back again on Thursday. So if you have any questions, make sure to see me then. But you're a little bit behind because you were gone on Friday. Remember, you do have that chapter 1 reading guide to finish up for Thursday as well. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys later. Go Spartans.